Welcome. All right. I feel called to pray, so we're going to start with prayer right away, and then we're just going to get into it. Oh, I feel like maybe we need this here. Let's try this. Get it more coming this way. All right. Let's pray. Healing energy in, toxic energy out. Healing energy in, toxic energy out. Healing energy in, toxicity out. Dad, angels, spirits, guides, Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun, elements Earth, air, water, fire, Star Nation and creation. We are in much gratitude for life. We call upon your healing to heal, harmonize, and raise the vibration. Iman. Let's get into it. Each twin is meeting up with the sword. Each twin is meeting up with the truth. But this goes to a vision, and I'm going to be sharing this vision, so stay tuned. Each twin is showing up with the truth. But this is the thing. The feminine is showing up, of course, as the negative tetrahedron, and the masculine showing up as the positive tetrahedron. So the feminine is in the negative and the masculine is in the positive. Thus restoring balance. And if you can literally see it, it's like they're walking a tightrope right now. And this is how we're feeling. We're feeling like we're walking a tightrope with our truth. With our truth. This is not easy. This is a not easy space and place. But we're doing it, and we're doing it with our instincts. We're expanding the sixth sense with this. And this has to do with this reconnection to our relationships through ourself, okay? Reconnection of relationships to self and others. 639 hertz. This is happening through the heart chakra. Now, I've been called to stay this message, to stay with it, to share this message today. So hang tight here for a minute. What this has to do with is literally the matter, the feminine walking into the creation of her elevated self here. We're literally elevating the matter. The matter is having a makeover. And this is cleansing of rage. We're cleansing rage right now. We're laser focusing on rage. As we know, we've been working on the lust template and the death template, facing patterns of lust in order to expand and heal into elevated divine love. And healing from the fear of death, the death template, as we literally face ourselves and heal as we come back to one with creation and are reborn. We are reborn. Now, something that's hidden is coming to light. Remember, we're working with the feminine here. And what we've done is we've gone back to the womb here. We're going back to the womb. And what we're doing in the womb is we're finding within this womb, we're finding all the gifts that the feminine has to offer. Her compassion, her tolerance, her love, her nurturing, her kindness, her ability to heal with this rebirth. And what this has to do, they show me, is literally the twins being born here. And this vision has to do with the twins being born here on Earth. and Empress energy, what Empress energy is, and like stepping into the Empress. So the Empress, she embodies all 4 queens. All 4 queens of all 4 elements. And as she embodies this, she's able to nurture. She's able to nurture life. She's nurturing life. She's working with life. She's expanding life. There's a massive activation within this card. I can feel it. And it has to do with God's destiny, our destiny. This is the Ace of Swords reversed. So we're finding our way in the dark. Literally, we're meeting up to share our truths within the dark on this tightrope. Imagine, like, we know how this is feeling. If you're doing this part of the expansion, you know how this is feeling. We're in the dark. We're in the Ace of Swords reversed. We're carrying our sword in the dark. We have to untwist it. And as we're untwisting it, we're walking on this tightrope. And we're connected. But even if we're in separation, like, we're really seeing how connected we are. I feel like we're making it to these new levels to see how connected we truly are. And it's like, I can feel the connection between the twins. I can feel the connection. It's like we are working with each other at such a deep level. And this has to do with the masculine no longer fighting the masculine. Son and dad no longer fighting with one another. And as our thoughts come in alignment with our actions, our force, and they're in alignment, we're no longer going to be in battle. There's an activation here. And this is happening in Aquarius season. Guys, hang tight. Biscuit Blue is hearing something. This is happening in Aquarius season. It's the activation of us. Like, once thought and force stop fighting with one another and they get in alignment, we literally activate with our authenticity and we begin to thrive. We literally begin to thrive. And this has to do with the moon illuminating literally the matter. The moon illuminating the energy within the matter. And we know that there's energy within the dark. There's light within the dark. We're seeing this. Like, something's coming together. This is us being able to evolve. And it has to do with wishing upon a star. This has to do with a wish that we've been making since we were a small child. And it is connected to thriving. And it is connected to love. It's also connected to community. And this has to do with this bridge that we're building. Remember, it's felt like we've been disconnected from our counterpart, but we're not. That's a trick. All we're doing is we're healing from the devil energies, being able to siphon our energy from the space and place that it had been and untwisting it. So we've been healing from patterns of separation and addiction in order for us to build this bridge with the divine. This is a deeper connection to spirit, to love, to building our heavens here on earth. And we're literally building our heavens on earth. So each twin is working on building a bridge with this sword that they're carrying, as each twin is meeting up with the truth. So the sword, the sun, the element of air, is meeting up with the mother, the element of water, the cups. That is literally the energy of Aquarius, where the mother, the air element, the mother, the water element, let me get that straight. The mother, the water element, meets up with the sun, the air element. We have the negative tetrahedron of water with the positive tetrahedron of air coming together to create the energy of Aquarius. So this means this is heart-centered right from the get-go. And what we're doing is we're healing from, this is an emotional thing right now. This is an emotional thing, and I have been called to share this message. I'm going to share it right now. Because this is the work that we're doing to come together and to continue to build this bridge. This bridge that we're building right here. This is how we're coming together. It's this work we're doing right here. And remember, we had to break it to make it. We had to break it to make it. So forgiveness is needed. Wherever you were breaking it to make it, there's a forgiveness there. There's a forgiveness and an application of love there, okay? Emotional challenges. Express yourself clearly. Resolve the issue. It's not common for individuals to express and experience regular emotional challenges. A part of the human experience is to go through different stages of the emotional wheel, from love, joy, and happiness to grief, sadness, and betrayal. Not all emotions can be conveyed at once, and therefore a process of understanding our current and past feelings to move forward with an issue or challenge is essential. So look, we are being set forth with a challenge in order to resolve our emotions and express ourselves clearly, and that has to do with these two swords coming together that are in the creation of this. But right now it's dark. It's not light out yet. It's dark right now. And we know we are having a full moon in Leo, and that's connected to this too. So this is always knowing we can't always be light and fluffy. We must acknowledge feelings such as anger or bitterness. Refusing to acknowledge personal anger, resentment, or mistreatment towards yourself will only leave you feeling depressed. And remember, this has to do with the self right now. We're working through self with the self. This is loving with the divine, with spirit. So we're going to acknowledge this so we're not left feeling depressed with our self-worth being sacrificed just to please others. You are experiencing an emotional challenge. You may be feeling overwhelmed, like you've had your trust broken or felt a betrayal from the people closest to you. You may have been hurt by others, either physically or emotionally. Know that you have the resilience and strength you need within to overcome this challenge in life. So this is where we're going to find this. And remember, we're finding this through the self with a connection to the divine, the inner child, the masculine, the feminine. This is a temporary phase. You must acknowledge your emotions now if you'd like to move forward quickly. It's important to remember not to dwell on events for too long, as they can keep you stuck and stagnant in life. We're not moving forward with this, right? We're clearing this. And there's a forgiveness here. We had to break it to make it. We're clearing it. Forgive with love. And we're going to, there is some sort of knowledge gained through this experience. There's a massive knowledge gained through this experience, and it has to do with this reconnection and recalibration through self and others, through the heart with the divine. And remember, this is temporary. Verbal confrontations are possible now. Attempt mediation to remove the emotional charge out of the conversation, so all parties can be heard and express themselves equally. Remember, you can only heal something you choose to acknowledge. That is a key piece of information, and my counter just said 1333. If you have experienced a traumatic event or continued cycles of emotional triggers, please seek a suitable professional that can help you unpack this emotional baggage and get the real cause of the issue. Now remember, a professional is going to be wherever the divine's going to put you in play with that person. So our shadow aspect: fear in displaying emotion, self-sabotage, and denial. And the feminine's going through this right now. The matter's going through this. Remember, masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this. We're all doing this together. So our sacred crystal is rhodonite. And this has to deal with stress, affirmation. I acknowledge and express my emotions with ease and grace. This is going to help. This is going to help with the building of this bridge. And remember, we're elevating. We are maturing pleasure into happiness. So this is why we're solo dolo on this part of this mission right now, is because we've experienced this pleasure, but now we're going to expand it into happiness. We're going to mature pleasure into happiness. It's elevated here. And we remember that the devil energies has been stealing our energy by laser focusing on our pleasure centers and putting our pleasure centers out of whack, out of balance. So we are not gonna, this has to do with healing with our endocrine system, with our kidneys and our adrenal glands. Because we know we're seeking pleasure because we're feeling out of a balance. We're not in our alignment. We need to feel some sort of way. So we're seeking pleasure, and the devil knows that. So the devil wants us to continue to seek pleasure and throw our energy centers out of whack, out of balance. But we've seen through this. We've seen through this illusion. We understand that happiness is healing with our adrenal glands right now. That's what we're doing. We're healing with our adrenal glands. And we're going to create happiness from within to without. And we're going to get into this further. We're going to get into this further as time goes on. So we know we're having an elevation. So this is a change in frequency. And this has to do with the sun and the moon and the building of the future. We're protecting what we're building within the future here. So we're not going to tear down what we're building up. And that's why we have to mature from pleasure to happiness. We have to mature from pleasure to happiness. We have to heal from sadness. We're in the creation of this happiness because we're going to continue to protect the future. All right. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to start a part 2, and we're going to get this message from the sacred geometry. This message here. And we're going to start in part 2. And we're going to expand off that. I'll see you there.